Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our fortnightly Asked and Answered. People ask us questions about video games and we answer them. My name is Brad, that is Jake, that is Jordo.
Hello.
And we're away. Ask the questions.
First question off the rank today. So thoughts on there's a little bit of backstory to this, which I'll get you to fill in the blanks.
Yes.
So the question is from Brendan, and he's asked us thoughts on modders having piracy check on mods they release for free into the community. And the backstory to this.
Yeah, so I don't know all the details of it, but essentially Near Automata,
right.
On Steam, a modder put a check in there for his mod that's available on the Steam mods thingamajig. That when it checked if it was a pirated game or not, and if it was a pirated game, the end license agreement at the start of the game wouldn't accept. I think that's what he described it as. Like, you didn't respect the developer's right to make money off this game, so the end license agreement isn't respecting your click to say yes, I accept it. Mm-hmm. So you pretty much got stuck endlessly at a yes, I accept this agreement page if you pirated the game.
Interesting.
So what was the question again?
So what's our thoughts on modders including the piracy check in their mods?
It's a good question. I have thoughts.
You should
Please,
convey those thoughts.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yep.
If you can't afford the game, like, people, these are people's lives.
Absolutely.
People, we just talked about on our other show about, companies shutting down that have made successful games, and it's, they're not all filthy rich Peter Molyneux's and Hideo Kojima's, what's his name?
Hideo Kojima?
Yeah, him. These are people that have families that rely on the income from going to work and earning a living. So there's things that I want that I can't have because I don't have enough money, and I have to live with that.
You stick by it. That's good.
Yep. And I think that's life. So, yeah.
Agree.
I reckon it's good.
Out of curiosity, in the example that we've got, has the community in general been negative towards this? Yeah. Really?
I think it's a bit of both ways.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people have been. He got flamed pretty hardcore on Steam.
Yep.
Yeah. For doing it, but which also surprised me because I thought my assumption was that Steam had some
correct
checks on itself. Like, how are you even
Yeah.
installing a pirated game onto Steam?
Get through that far in the first place.
Yeah. Which I don't know enough about that obviously to know, but yeah, I like it. Good on them.
Yeah, I have absolutely no issues with them doing it. Why shouldn't they do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they're protecting their.
Yeah. Well, not even that though. This is a modder that's doing it for free. It's a mod. You don't want the mod, don't install the mod. Like, that's You're complaining that the thing you got for free broke the thing you stole.
Yeah, exactly.
That's answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, that's it. That's, we don't want to.
Well, I don't have anything to expand on that. I feel that's
okay. All right, very good.
Yeah.
Next question then. Russell asks, "Will the podcast be coming back?" Well, funny enough, we have come back.
Now I know Russell is aware of it because he actually left a comment on the thing. But Russell is one of a few people that have been asking about the audio only podcast, which is back.
Yep.
Boys, it's pretty good. Well, not so much for Jordo. I'm sure Jordo.
I'll get on there.
You enjoyed listening to our shenanigans.
Drunken chat.
Yeah, it is back.
Not drunken, just a little bit tipsy.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the whole thing. Back.
Yeah, I did ask Lockie, who was another person that suggested we do the podcast again as well, and he seemed to think that we held it together relatively well.
All right,
I'm quite surprised.
Danny, did you think that it sounded like three?
Towards the end, it got a little bit slurry.
Do one. They gonna do one. They gonna do one. They gonna do one. Do you? Oh! That's a talented man right there. That's what I'm talking. Do it up again. We got it. So good. Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Bit boisterous. And we're talking about Logan, which
yes.
which we watched and loved. And
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. So it is back. It's a new structure to it. Probably a bit of a rotating cast as well.
Yep.
Which I'm excited about. Getting some new voices, some different voices, different perspectives. Ado is back.
It is.
That's the glorious return. And it's so, like, he brings so many good opinions.
Yeah, because he has an opinion on every game that's ever been made.
Yeah,
because he's played everything.
And an informed one at that.
Yeah,
not
definitely.
like me. I make my shit up, but yeah, it was really good to have him back on the.
It was. Yeah, it
back
was
on the show. So yeah, please check it out. You can find it on iTunes and Pocket Cast and all your relative things. Just D1 DLC podcast. So subscribe, and it's on the website as well. You can listen directly from the website if you want to.
Yep.
Listen out. And I hope you enjoyed the discussion, Russell, on Logan, because he did ask for us to give our thoughts on that in particular. So, where we found out that Jake has no heart.
Yeah, well, could have done it better. No.
Ask the answer.
Listen to the podcast, you'll find out. And yes. Next question.
Next question.
You're troubling.
Reese asks, and this is...
Yeah.
I did have to read this question twice for it to sink into my meager brain. Do crabs think fish are flying?
Now, you have to have a good imagination to ask such,
In the first place.
such a question.
I'm
And-
sure Reese has an answer to it as well.
Yeah.
And I reckon it would be a long, well thought out,
Yep.
almost unassailable argument.
I think absolutely crabs think that fish are flying. And to add one to that, I think crabs would think that flying fish are astronauts.
That's
they
my
go-
favourite thing ever.
They
Like,
go above the water,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So does that mean... Okay, so like when whales jump out and stuff like that as well?
Yeah.
Do they think that when the whale slams, that's like a meteorite? Or,
Yeah, it's happening.
that's-
The end is near.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I don't feel like I've got anything to add to that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
All right, cool. There we go. Next one.
Next one's a little bit of a longer one, so bear with me. The question's from Arik, and he's asked, the person has asked, should multiplayer have been introduced later in the scheme of gaming history so that stable server infrastructure could be established first? Is the industry designing games for an internet landscape that doesn't actually exist?
It's a really good question. We started talking very briefly off camera about this.
We did.
Jordo, I think, was on a great track with it, and then we made him stop because we wanted to hear his answer
Yeah.
live.
Look, I think that because we touch on the word history there, and I know that I started playing multiplayer games when the internet was like dialing, beep, 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 like even before that, before there was the BBS available and the bulletin boards, I was playing Atari, and multiplayer back then was two people playing on one TV. At that point, no one, I guess, had thought of, hey, let's take this to the internet, because there was not such a thing. But I believe if we don't create problems, we will never create solutions. And if we do not create these games which need 120 people playing on one map at the same time, like Arma 3 or whatever, we will never think, oh, now we need to build a better internet or a better server or faster response times to, get there. That's what I think.
I think Jordo's nailed it.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of game development driving technological advancements and innovation. I think that is a great way to push that stuff forward. And we see that all the time with like groundbreaking games. Even if it's just tech hardware, like Metro, for example, was one that destroyed every machine known to man, and it still does. Sure, that's partly to do with the fact that it's not optimized that great, but it also drives technology to improve and get better and faster and bigger. And
Correct.
internet infrastructure is no different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think VR is a good example of that. I mean, we've plenty of times we've had VR try its hand and it's never really worked, and now we have machines that can do it. Like we needed the technology needed to be pushed forward enough to be able to do it. So
now, like talking about internet and structure and stuff like that, it's very unfortunate that Australia is quite slow in the uptake. Like we've just got an NBN and we're just getting 100 megabit a second type thing, and there's places like New Zealand that are like and Singapore which are gigabit. So we are quite
crazy, isn't it?
behind, and I don't know if that question would still be asked. Maybe if we were on gigabit, would it still be asked? You know what I mean?
wouldn't have thought. I don't know. I'd love to
Well,
see.
I reckon it might do maybe some of the day one server issues, especially in multiplayer games like Battlefield, etc.
Yeah.
Those kind of issues. Maybe that's how I've read the
Absolutely. I see.
reasoning.
So
I was
talking
thinking
about server side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking of it
Yep.
more like Jordo was as well, to be honest
Yep.
with you. But I think you might be right. And like you think, even Blizzard,
Yeah.
the hugest MMO in history, and they've had plenty of releases. They've done it millions of times, and still they release an expansion, and it all comes crashing down.
Yeah.
But I think if it didn't crash down, then they wouldn't have to tinker with it to make it better for next time, which makes it better.
I think that's what it is at the
else.
end of the day.
Yeah.
If we don't push the limits, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Nice. Good question.
Okay, so last question that we've got from our lovely folks out there is from Chris. And he's asked, and this is a big one, what is your favourite console of all time? All time.
I'm not starting this.
This is a hard one because there are
Phrasing.
so many when you're my age. How many consoles?
Everyone that's ever been released, I think.
Go for it, Jake.
So mine's based purely on, I guess, a little bit of nostalgia and the fact that it was the very first console I ever got, which sort of started me on the trail of gaming, I suppose. And it was, my mum bought it for me. Obviously, I was little, and it was well after the release date of it, when it was cheap and the new console was just around the corner, and I got the cheaper because it's going out of
Love it.
and it was the Sega Master System too. So that was my first ever console.
Inbuilt Alex Kidd.
Yeah.
See, I was never a Sega guy. When was that?
Yes.
Like, what was the corresponding Nintendo going around at that time?
I
That's literally like, so in my head,
SNES?
like.
That would have been on the verge of NES and SNES.
Oh, okay, yep. Yeah. I'm literally in my head, like, history is broken into Atari
Console
2600,
release dates.
NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64.
Yep.
Okay, so what are you?
I'm trying to find out the release date.
Okay. Which would have been well before you got it. George, are you going or shall I?
Yeah, look, I'm going to say my most memorable one was probably the Sega Mega Drive. I never got my hands at the time on a Master System. I went straight for the Mega Drive. And
So that was that, and that's the one that came after the Master System, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the Mega Drive 1. And I probably spent $1,500 at that time when I was a youngster on the unit and the games, and I had a library. And what did I do? I sold it to cash converters for $50 or something stupid like that for the next system. So you know what I mean. You just lose these things. What was the release date?
So originally released in 1985 in Japan, 1985, 1986, 87,
There you go,
and 89 in Brazil. So I would have been around 87. So I reckon I would have got it like 90,
Yep.
something like that. Yeah. Just looking at it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Do you want to play one?
I want one. I
Yeah.
think you should give me yours.
So what was the? Obviously, you would have played a lot of Alex Kidd.
A huge amount of Alex Kidd.
So do you have any other highlights from
game wise?
Yeah.
Sonic.
Sonic? Yeah. So,
Sonic was-
so that would have been the first Sonic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it was.
Yep.
Yep.
What about you for the Master System? Mega Drive.
Mega Drive was big on... Yeah, Mortal Kombat was big. Altered Beast. I loved Altered Beast. Echo the Dolphin. Sonics. All those.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say I spent a lot of time on Mortal Kombat. Between that and Altered Beast were some of my favourites. Yeah.
Nice.
Just on that, because I had the Master System too.
Yep.
When my friend had the Mega Drive. So it was so painful me going home to play mine.
I'm going to play with my two buttons.
I'm going to go sleep at my mate's place for 6 weeks, Mum. I'll be back real soon.
Every chance I get. Yeah. I used to do that. Went to a mate's place to play the Sierra games. I remember playing through, and he had like a caravan out the back.
Yep.
Someone had sleepovers with me in the caravan out the back.
Yep.
Up to 4 o'clock in the morning playing Space Quests.
Yes.
Now that you've said that, Gaz, a quick shout out to you and your awesome rumpus room that we spent many nights on your PC playing Full Throttle and Leisure Suit Larry and those old school
Great
games. Well.
games.
It's fantastic.
My favourite console, I'm going to say the Xbox 360. So obviously, well removed on from your boys' ones. And I think I was going to say the Nintendo 64, and now I realise why the consoles I like the most I do, and it's because of multiplayer. I think the Nintendo 64, because I remember Perfect Dark, 007, NBA Jam, Super Mario Kart. Nintendo 64 at the back of Trav's place in his granny flat, where we would sit there for hours and hours. And this was, like we were
GoldenEye.
mid-teens,
Yeah,
so this
GoldenEye.
is when we were having a few pints and lolly water actually.
UDLs.
Cruises. So many good times playing the 64, but it was the 360 was the first time I really gamed online. And that was Call of Duty. And just plugged it in and it worked perfectly straight off the bat. I got into games perfectly.
Brilliant.
And from then,
That's it.
just online gaming is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
First time I ever got sworn at by a 12-year-old American kid.
Did it scar you for a while as well?
I didn't know what to do. I was like, why do you say these things? And then I'm like, mate, you're 12 years old. I'm going to kick your ass.
Nope.
Kids are good at games, man. Really good.
Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, yes. But and there were some really good games back then too.
The 360 came out with a good collection of games. Yeah.
And I feel like that, for me, that was kind of the changing from... And in my mind, everything before that is retro and everything after that is kind of modern. That's how it feels. Like it feels like the technology, everything really started to move forward from there. So, I love myself to 360. And I think that's why I probably enjoyed the Xbox One so much this generation, because of that nostalgia.
It
from
stems
Xbox.
from...
Good
one.
I
Nice.
think so. But also everything Nintendo I've ever done is pretty good.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah.
I'm totally hedging my bets.
I do love the NES Excite Bike. Oh, that was a great game. Yeah.
I remember the NES coming with the dual cartridge of Duck Hunt and
It's Mario.
and Super Mario.
Yeah.
Mate, who knew? Opening that, who knew? That's Super Mario is probably the reason I play games now.
Yep. There we go.
That was incredible.
All right. That's it.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. This is Brad, this is Jake, and I am Jordo. Thank you for sticking around. That was asked and answered. See you next time.